Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And I've got a good one for you today because this will end in tears. And a lot of great stuff on this video. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We have a sponsor today, Vizsla Copper, which I will cover in a bit. But let's get right into it. Mohammed El-Erian, he is a famed economist who I really like. Mohammed is fantastic. And he's been right many, many times. But he is talking about how the current stock situation will end in tears for people, and that there is definitely an AI bubble. And he compared it to two different types of bugs. And the first one was cockroaches. He said, this is all filled with cockroaches, which are a nuisance when it comes to the economy and getting through this. And that you can clean up cockroaches. But when you have termites and they erode the foundation of a building, you've destroyed the building. The building is done. And right now, with our economy here in the United States and the current stock market bubble, you're going to see people that are going to continue to ride this out. Now, there are many, many companies right now that are part of the AI, swamp right now. Let's just put it that way. And I love AI right now. I'm fascinated by it. I just think that it's going to revolutionize everything. Even Hunter Biden said that 3.5 million people are going to lose their jobs because of AI. Wow, we need to listen to that guy. He knows his stuff. But I would rather listen to Mohammed El-Erian. And this guy really does think that we are in for trouble when it comes to the bubble that we are all living through right now. So how do you feel about this? Do you think that all these companies, NVIDIA, Palantir, do you think they're all going to do great? They're just going to continue to go on and on and on? I think you're going to have players that are going to do well with this, but I think you're going to have a lot of people that are going to struggle over the course of, reality setting in. And think about this. Silicon Valley right now is bracing for massive job loss right now because of the AI bubble that we are living through right now. It is pouring rain here in Southern California, so I went out to the beach, and it's nice to be out here by myself. And literally, there is a calm between the storms right now. But I love walking out in the shipyard. This is where they work on the ships and stuff. It's kind of cool. It's nice because it's raining and you have no sound. You guys don't. And it's kind of noisy when they use those sanders. It is. It's very noisy. But it's very cool when they lift the ships up and they drop them in the water. It's kind of a cool spot to hang out at. There's a lot of banking news right now to go through. First thing, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is trying to change guidelines for reporting for small businesses. And the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau just said, hey, we're out of money. So what you're going to see between now and the beginning of 2026 is you're going to see changes in banking and banking requirements, and where there are problems, it's going to be more pronounced because these governmental agencies that have no funding are going to be shut down. Bring up the umbrella again. JP Morgan sat down at a conference this week and talked about how there's going to be issues when it comes to stable coins, and that they feel that there's too many stable coins in the cryptocurrency space right now. And they're talking banker to banker to banker. And I love industry news that I can get. I'm not a banker, and I get on their email list and they give me different things to let me be able to see what insiders are talking about. But there's problems right now when it comes to crypto right now. We just saw Bitcoin take a big dump. You've seen other things take a dump. What's the problem? What is cryptocurrency? What's it stand for? What's it up against? I can tell you what metals are up against. Metals are up against inflation and bad economic news. Metals will flourish during that time. So, but wait a second. You're talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to be around forever, and it's going to be worth more than ever, and it's going to, Robert Kiyosaki says it's going to be worth $250,000 next year. Maybe, but it just dropped dramatically. What's next? Now there's more banking news. Truist Bank issued a great story. Two other bankers talking about how they want workers to come back to the office 5 days a week. If they're not here, They're not going to be our employees. We're going to get rid of them. Truist Bank is trying to merge with other banks right now, so it's going to be an issue because they want everybody in the office. And this is a great way to get rid of employees that don't want to follow along, stay in line and show up. Bye. See you later. Gosh, maybe Marge will quit. Have you ever met her? She's horrible. You're going to see more and more of this. Think about this one, Fidelity. Fidelity is a huge company that people have everything from their 401ks to savings, checking, investment funds. They this week limited the number of outside third parties that could get access to the site. And there is a company called Pantera, and Pantera goes out and they help you invest your money. And there's a great article talking about this, about how they said, listen, no more third party access to Fidelity accounts. So you're trying to say, well, Dan, why would you give somebody access to your bank account? Well, what they can do is they can make trades. They can't transfer money. They can't close the account, but they could recommend that you buy this stock or buy this fund or put your money in different places. That's kind of exciting. It's kind of interesting. But Fidelity said no more. Now, one thing about this was Fidelity warned people and said, listen, if you continue to use this Pantera company, we're going to shut off your account. Read this article. There are multiple people that cannot get into their Fidelity account right now because they're saying you shouldn't have given the third-party access to this company. We don't allow it anymore, and that's the end of it. So you need to come in to the office. You need to bring your ID in, and you need to show us that you're who you say you are so you can have access and regain access to your existing account. Now, that's not the end of the world. It's not like they're not going to get their money, but it's a total headache. But they don't want these third parties to do this. Now, I researched this more. But wait a second. Sir, if you would like, we don't recommend you use somebody else. We recommend that you use our staff to do this. That's what this is about. This is not about them being upset about some third party. They're upset that they don't get first crack at moving your money around. So let me know what you think. There's a lot more to cover. Let's talk about our sponsor, Vizsla Copper. Alaska is one of our favorite states for exploration when it comes to minerals. It is abundant. And right now, there is an area called Ambler Road that has just been reopened because of the Trump administration. And it has full support of the Department of Defense and the Department of Energy. And big things are going to come out of Alaska. Now, Vizsla Copper has just acquired the Palmer Project. The Palmer Project is exciting because the U.S. government just named it as a priority for exploration for minerals and precious metals. Think about this. There is $3.5 billion worth of copper in the ground right now in the Palmer Project that Vizsla controls. This stock is trading right now under a dime. They have a $1 billion management team that has success in the past. You need to check out VCUFF today. Now, you have to do your own due diligence, but whenever I look at a less expensive stock, I always go to the management team. And this team is exceptional. This is the same team that ran Vizsla Silver. Vizsla Silver, guys, went from 15 cents a share to $7 a share. They have a proven track record of getting undervalued assets and having them perform. They're great at exploration. Now, think about this. With this $3.5 billion worth of copper in ground, you have to look at what other companies have done with this same type of news. Nova Minerals and Trilogy Metals got the same type of government backing, and their stock price went up 200%. What's going to happen here? Now, copper is in short supply. Copper is used in wiring, copper is used in construction, copper is used in green energy, and there is not enough of it. With this Palmer acquisition by Vizsla Silver, you could see huge upticks in the stock price for VCUFF. Check it out today, guys. Think about this. NPR even wrote an article. Can we forget rare earth minerals? Can we get enough copper? That was their article. Fantastic, guys. Look at this today. Look at VCUFF. In the United States and Canada, it's VCU. But check it out today and take a look at Vizsla copper today. With the government shutdown, we saw a lot of problems with our economy and just how many people were on food stamps and different, programs. This is wild because this was a rumor that was sent to me, and now I've got a story that backs this up, and you can read this below. Every single person on SNAP, dun, 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 has to reapply right now to get their benefits. Now, you're probably going to get benefits for a month or so, but you need to reapply. You need to make sure that you are not able-bodied, that you could be working. This program, these programs were all designed for you to deal with downturns. Now, there are sick people, there are disabled people, there are elderly people that cannot go out and get a job, and they need to have food assistance. I get it, but this administration is making it crystal clear. If you are one of these people taking advantage of these programs, get ready. Get ready, because you have to reapply and you have to justify it. A lot of these people are going to be called into the office. Now, think about this. You're going to be able to get the benefits temporarily. But if you don't show up for the meeting, like let's say, hey, listen, you have to come in the office on the 19th at 2 p.m. and you don't show up, you're done. Reapply, start all over again. And people think, oh, I'll just start all over again and get it over. I'll just start from the beginning. No, it's not going to work that way. You're not going to get anything. The rain just stopped for a second. So, lucky us. You're going to see major, major changes with this stuff moving forward. There's so much talk about insurance right now. There's so much talk about, different benefits and different programs and keeping people to where they can afford to live this life. Affordability is the new thing. Can you afford this? Can we make our lives more affordable? Right now, we can't. Right now, it's expensive. Now, I'm walking through ships. I'm walking through a neighborhood, the street, the houses behind the boatyard here, they're $5 to $8 million. I get it. This is different. But people don't understand that there are people that are hurting and there are people that are not deserving of these benefits and take advantage of the system. I did a video on this and I had people trying to tell me it was fake, and this woman is getting in more and more trouble as time goes by. And I'll eventually do a follow-up on that. But man, this stuff gets exposed. We have too many people taking advantage of the system. You have too many people right now that don't realize that there's a future that's going to change right now. What's going to happen? Will AI take your job? No. Now, I got a story sent to me that I got an absolute kick out of, because I'm poly working right now. Poly working. What's that? Poly. P-O-L-Y working. What's that? Well, it's like, polyamorous. It's like you're with a lot of people. I'm like, what? What this is people that have 2 and 3 jobs. And I'm like, well, okay, we've seen that before. It's called having a side hustle in your life. Oh, okay. I have talked about this for years. You should earn extra money. What is your expertise? What are you good at? Can you write a book on it? Do you like fly fishing? I knew a woman during COVID that made over $10,000 a month sitting in her apartment talking about knitting and doing knitting classes. I knew a woman that was a writer who was not particularly successful. She had sold a couple things here and there, but she created a little class on how to, write for TV, so you can get in front of an agent and in front of the different producers, making over $10,000 a month doing that over and over and over again. But it is said that people have 2, 3, and sometimes even 4 different ways of generating income. If you are able-bodied, you should do that. Now, the older I get, the more tired I get, and the more time, you run out of gas at the end of the day. I used to run half marathons and train for them, and I used to be able to do 5 miles in an hour. It was crazy. And those days are done, guys. Finished, okay? I can show you the medals. They're hanging on my wall. I got pictures of Tubbo running. Anyways, point is that people are working multiple jobs right now just to get by. I'm going to finish this video with these last few things. I want to remind you that we have a private channel called iAllegedly Live, where everything's uncensored and fantastic. you sign up at iAllegedly.tv, which so many of you have, and it's taken off. Don't forget our free video sharing site, newvideos.com. That's growing every day. Couldn't be happier with. And it's going to be announced publicly very, very soon. A few things to end this video. You know, we were talking about copper earlier. They just got rid of the penny. Stop production on it. How many years did they make the penny? 230 years. They say that the penny cost 3 cents to make, 3.5 cents to make a 1 cent coin. Whether that's true or not, you know, you're still going to be able to spend your pennies, but they're not making pennies anymore. So copper is in demand, guys. It's just that simple. The next one, they say the nickel. You know, the nickel, 5 cents, cost 9 cents to make. No one believes that. Okay, come on. You guys aren't idiots, okay? No, you know, it costs $9 to print a $1 bill. That's bad. It's, no one's making money on. We're gonna get rid of $1 bills. Come on, come on, come on. Anyways, I've had people write me lately. What do you do if demand is put on you for credit? Recently, someone with their student loan debt. School said, listen, you know, if you don't start paying us, we're going to send you to collections. So I called this person and just tell me the story. Well, they told me I had a year to pay it. Well, you did have a year to pay it, but they don't want you to not pay them for a year. Well, I figure I can pay them next August. Well, no, they want to see payments every month or they're going to send you to collections. So you've got to have communication with these places. And same thing with your credit card, same thing with every type of loan that you have in your life right now, because I am telling you this right now, and I did this 4 years ago when I started talking about this. They're going to start cutting your credit lines. That's going to happen. And the next thing is that once they close a credit card, try to get it reopened. It's going to be more and more difficult. Now, there are companies like Capital One that go out and they will reopen someone who has passed away. How do I know that? Because my late girlfriend's gotten, hey, great news. You're pre-approved with Capital One. Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. She's not here anymore. Okay? So you can't get credit, but someone that's passed away can. Remember that. I mean, I'm laughing at the absurdity, not the substance of it. Let's put it that way. Final story, which I love to talk about because I have so many police officers and people in law enforcement and cops and everything. It's funny. I just stopped filming because there's on the other street over, there's a bunch of sirens and stuff going off. Because of the rain, people don't know how to drive. They don't know how to drive slow. So that's a problem. But, you know, Zorhan Mamdani wants to have a world where you have social workers show up instead of cops. These people are in a car accident. Let's have a social worker go there and evaluate the situation. Sound good? No, it sounds like stupidity. It sounds like stupidity. The test that they've already done in New York to do this has failed dramatically. And again, talk to any cop, talk to anybody who does security work, talk to anybody who does anything, and you want somebody going in heavy. You want people to be protected. When I was in Vegas, a week and a half ago, and those two guys were fighting and the security guards were like, don't worry, we'll get it handled. You want that. You know, they're probably going to pull out their flashlights and start whacking away. But anyways, you know what I mean? You don't want, hey, John, let's talk about this. No, it's not going to work. So, time for talk is over with. Let me know what you think. Calm before the storm. Sorry it rained on me. I hope you're well. You want to get a hold of me, it's hello@iallegedly.com. But what are you going to do with your pennies? Seriously, what are we going to do with those? Reach out. I'll see you very soon.